We are redefining what it means to be a warrior. You know what I mean? Like a warrior doesn't always mean picking up, weapon and going into battle. There's like a lot of other battlefields.
We are redefining what it means to be a warrior. Hmm. You know, when I was growing up, we had real warriors. The ultimate warrior, Rocky Balboa, who was always the underdog, always undersized against any opponent, but still found a way to win. Hulk Hogan, I am a real American. Arnold, who was so famous, no last name was needed. These were the warriors that Hollywood was presenting when I was growing up as a child. And you know what they all have in common? They were all hyper masculine, or as the two spirit dorks in Hollywood would call it today, they were all infected with toxic masculinity. Ew! According to Hollywood, this is the modernized version of a warrior. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I were in a physical confrontation and I needed backup, I'm calling Rocky. I'm calling the Hulkster. I'm damn sure not calling Leslie Headland. Uncle Casey, who in the hell is Leslie Headland? Couple of years ago, Leslie was the showrunner on a series called Star Wars Acolyte. Now, when you think of Star Wars, you probably think of Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, lonely men spank their wanker fantasizing about Princess Leia. Super nerds, they slay dragons in their dungeons while dressed as Obi-Wan Kenobi. Look at me, I have a supersized lightsaber. Even though Star Wars is generally made for nerds, historically, the series follows masculine men as they fight evil. But Leslie Headland had a very different vision for the modernized version of Star Wars. Instead of toxic masculinity being heroic, this was your hero. When the stormtroopers rise, don't call Luke Sky, call this feminine acolyte. When there's a crime out there, she's gonna fix her hair. The main character in Star Wars Acolyte, the feminine hero, gender was not the only thing that she has in common with Leslie Headland. They also identify as the same letter in the LGBT alphabet. 2 years ago, as Star Wars Acolyte was being released, Disney promoted the series as the gayest Star Wars ever. Is it any wonder? Is it any wonder why Star Wars Acolyte was canceled after one season and the series ended in huge embarrassing failure? Of course, Disney isn't allowing that failure in the millions of dollars they wasted producing this rainbow turd. Disney isn't allowing that failure to deter them from keeping the Star Wars brand alive. Next month, Disney will release their latest Star Wars project titled The Mandalorian and the Grogu. I'm sure the wanker spankers are already lining up, waiting to get into a fake sword fight with a gargoyle. But to their credit, Disney decided not to focus on diversity when hiring a director for their newest failure. Instead of hiring a director that needs time off to ride in the Gay Pride Parade, Disney hired Jon Favreau to lead this project, or as deacons at Woke United Methodist prefer to call him, the white man. To my knowledge, Jon Favreau is not really political. Instead of making films to indoctrinate the audience, Jon Favreau aims to entertain them. He's damn sure not like Kathleen Kennedy, the former leader of Lucasfilms. She either quit or was fired after damn near destroying the brand. Instead of focusing on fighting stormtroopers, Kat Kennedy was focused on fighting for LGBT rights that already exist. By hiring Jon Favreau, Perhaps Disney is trying to distance themselves a bit from the woke fungus. Problem is, Disney's reputation is in the pooper, and this latest iteration of Star Wars is already on pace to be another huge embarrassing failure. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. I appreciate all of you guys for not forgetting about me while I was on vacation last week. Being gone for 3 or 4 days, that's one thing, but not having anything uploaded for 9 days, Uncle Casey was really worried about it. Before I left, April was on pace to be a record month here on the channel, which made leaving that much more difficult. But it was also a blessing in disguise. There is no such thing as paid time off when you're a YouTuber. The surge I received before I left, it pretty much ensured that I'll have a decent month in April in terms of revenue. But I was worried about momentum stalling after being gone for 8 or 9 days. For the most part, though, the channel has picked up right where we left off, and that's only because you guys were willing to show up when I got back. Uncle Casey just wants you to know I appreciate it. This new Star Wars turd that Disney is producing, it's got a budget of $166 million. Now, to my knowledge, that is just the cost to produce the film. That does not include marketing and promotion. Typically, you double the production budget for marketing. If Star Wars cost $166 million to produce, after marketing costs are included, the film could have a budget that exceeds $300 million. Now, I know that sounds exorbitant, but this is a low budget for a major Disney film, which means it shouldn't be all that difficult to exceed the budget. Disney shouldn't have too hard of a time finding ways to monetize this turd. But in order to monetize it, people have to be willing to pay to see it. According to early projections, Star Wars is on pace for $71 million in its opening weekend. Disney will be lucky to break even. As you guys know, losing millions of dollars, this has become a trend, a pattern at Disney, and it's one of the reasons that this once powerful brand has lost almost 50% of its value in the last 5 years. April 2021, Disney stocks were trading for just over $180 a share. Today, their stock price is down to a cool $102. If you bought 100 shares of Disney stock in 2021, you have lost $8,000 in the last 5 years. Investors, they have lost millions of dollars, but Disney, they have lost something that is far more important. They have lost the attention of a generation of children. And the reason Disney lost the attention of an entire generation is because they lost the trust of American mothers. Right now, ESPN is experiencing a resurgence in viewership. A couple of weeks ago, ESPN released their first quarter ratings. They have recaptured the audience that they lost 5 years ago. Well, Uncle Casey, that's because ESPN eradicated the woke fungus. They fired their woke stars and started focusing on sports. Unfortunately for Disney, it's not that simple. Disney appears to be doing the same thing. You gotta remember, Disney owns ESPN. So why is ESPN seeing a resurgence while Disney is still circling the pooper? ESPN caters primarily to a male demographic. The thing about men, we are usually quick to forgive and forget. We're not good at holding grudges. We're busy making money. We're busy providing for our families. We are focused on work, hobbies. We don't have time to be permanently pissed off because crying Ryan Clark is shedding fake tears over fake racism. But women? Women never, and I mean never, forget how you make them feel, especially when it comes to their children. The other day, me and my wife got into our first fight in at least a year. We have small arguments from time to time, but we rarely fight. Most of the time, our relationship is very easy, like it's supposed to be. But after spending 9 days around each other 24 hours a day, confined to a suite on a cruise ship that's about the size of my closet, I don't care how great your relationship is. If you're around someone for 216 consecutive hours, eventually you are going to fight. She is upset. I'm trying to figure out why. After a while, we got to the root of the problem. Of course, I was wrong. Word of advice to all my young men out there: when it comes to arguing with women, you're always wrong. You will save yourself a lot of headache and a lot of time if you come to the realization that you can either be right or you can be married, but you can't be both. Anyway, before we got to the root of the issue, she was telling me all these small things that bothered her, most of which had happened years ago, and we had already worked through it, and I had damn sure already forgotten about it. But she never forgot. You see, that's the way it works with women. And look, it works both ways. The other night, we were watching TV, and out of nowhere, she says, "Remember last year when you went to the grocery store and you came back surprising me with flowers? I loved those flowers. Those were the best flowers that you've ever given me. I kept them alive for weeks. They were so special." All of my married men out there know this is a coded message. It means I need to step up and show her that I appreciate her. It also means I need to remember which damn flowers I bought her last year, and of course, I don't. But she does. The point is, whether good or bad, women always remember how you make them feel. And for this entire generation of Gen Z, these kids with millennial mothers or Gen X mothers, Disney has made them feel unsafe and unprotected with their children. And when a woman feels unsafe, she puts up walls, she puts up emotional barriers. In the case of Disney, the walls are tangible because they are the walls in millions of homes across America where Disney is no longer allowed. American mothers have told Disney to get off my TV. The problem for Disney, it's not just about losing Gen Z, they've also lost their future children. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys later.